In the Torah this week, we learn of Abraham's call. In the Torah, the call goes like this. God said to Abram, "Go forth from your land, from your source, from your family, to this land that I will show you, and I'll make you great there, and you shall be a blessing there." These words resonate on this Shabbat. Go to a place you do not know, and be a blessing there. These simple instructions are actually the recipe for the Jewish way of life. Move forward toward the unknown, because all our tomorrows are unknown. And when you get there, try to be a blessing. What does this mean, to be a blessing? How did Abraham know what to do? Our rabbis answer this question with a midrash, with a parable, actually, and I'd like to share it with you. The Lord said to Abram, "Leave your land, your birthplace, your father's house." What can we compare this to? To the man who was traveling from place to place when he saw a palace in flames. He wondered, is it possible that this palace lacks an owner? The owner of the palace looked out and said, "I am the owner of this palace." So Abraham, our father, said, "Is it possible that the world lacks a ruler?" The Holy One, blessed be he, looked out and said to him, "I am the ruler, the sovereign of the universe." This is a strange and mysterious text, but I bring it to you tonight because it has brought me a bit of healing this week, and I hope and pray that it will for you as well. A man is walking along and he finds a palace in flames. That's the setting. The palace is beautiful, is inspiring, a strong shelter. Flames are dangerous and chaotic, evidence of neglect at best and abuse at worst. Abraham, the first Jew, is invited by God to witness a world, God's glorious palace of creation, in peril. This is not a glamorous invitation. It is such a difficult thing to confront that many do not. Here are two ways someone could react to this supposed palace in flames. One could say, God has a plan. There is only palace, no real flames. Everything happens just as it is intended. The fire is not out of control. The fire, the pain in the world, it is all part of the plan, and so we needn't be alarmed. We needn't act at all. One could embrace the palace and close one's eyes to the presence of the flames. Or one could say, there is no palace, only flames. There is no plan. The world is a dark, chaotic place, and there is nothing we can do to change it. So we needn't act at all. One could close one's eyes to the presence of the palace and only accept the flames. But neither of these is Abraham's response. Rather, Abraham, every Jew, must open our eyes to the palace, the beauty, the holiness, the order, the magnificence of the world, of our country, of our community. We must see the good. We must. But every Jew must also admit the presence of the flames. There is chaos. There is evil. There is intentionally inflicted pain. We must see it and admit it. And what of the owner of the palace? The Midrash says the owner leans out and says, "I'm here. Where are you?" And if we answer that question with Hineni, "Here I am," then we are indeed children of Abraham. Our democracy is the envy of the world in many respects. Our peaceful transition of power is something to be proud of. The grace our leaders show when they've lost everything they've spent their lives fighting for is truly a miracle. We are witness to the palace. Our country is broken. The forces of hate are emboldened. Our citizens and residents are trembling with fear. Our children are struggling to understand how not to bully when adults around them essentially have been bystanders to public bullying. Our daughters are discouraged, their humanity at risk. We are witness to the flames. And God is saying, I am here. Where are you? To be a Jew is to admit all of this, to open ourselves up to the wonder and the pain, to feel it all, and then to act. The need is greater than ever for us to put out the fire, for us to tend the palace, and we must be up to the task. There is another famous midrash about Abraham. It's the story of him as a young boy working in his father's idol shop, knowing the idols that his father makes aren't actually gods, and suspecting that his father knows too. Abraham smashes all the idols to bits while his father is out. And then, when his father comes back and confronts him, Abraham shows his father, essentially holds up a mirror to his father and says, you see, you know as well as I that these idols are nothing but stone. And from that moment, two human beings standing in the middle of shards and broken pieces, seeing one another as if for the first time, Judaism was born, and with it, a whole world. For many of us, we feel as if we're standing in rubble this week. And in many ways, we are, as a community, trust broken, fear and anger tearing our hearts apart. But as our midrashim tell us, from these moments of brokenness, these moments of fire, new worlds can be born. Let us hope and pray that it is so for us. As Leonard Cohen so powerfully wrote, ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. God, may the cracks in our heart, in our palace, in our relationships let in more light than darkness. And may we find the courage, the strength, the fortitude after this period of mourning and healing to say, as Abraham did, Hineni, I am here to put out the flames. Go forth from your land, from your source, from your family, to the land that I will show you, and you must be a blessing there. Go to a place you do not know, and when you get there, be a blessing. Shabbat shalom.